Hello, this is Don with Donovan Services, and I also want to add on to the video that I made a little bit earlier about the lawn care business and my thoughts on the business in general. And honestly, my thoughts are, in all actuality, it is harder to teach someone to mow grass than to do power washing, okay? You can't just give it takes a person much more time to learn how to trim and weed eat and edge and do everything correctly than it does for power washing. Meaning, power washing's pretty basic, pretty simple. There's not much to it. If you miss a spot, it's very noticeable. And the lawn care business, okay, it takes more skill to learn and understand what you're doing. You can't just give somebody a weed eater and a mower and say, go cut these yards if they don't have experience, okay? Even the guy that's been working with me for the last 4 years, he still misses spots in the property that I have to tell him to get and touch up or redo myself in order to get the job done. I just think that lawn care is a good business to start, and it's a good business to do if you charge correctly, okay? Because you need to understand that it takes a lot of money to run a lawn and landscaping business. You need to understand how to charge correctly and have a payment system in place. Okay, don't be billing everyone at the end of the month hoping that they'll pay. Okay, you need to come up with systems in place to make your lawn care business easier to run and more profitable. And a major system to have in place is payment. Okay? You need to have a payment system in place. Before, when I had a lawn business in Florida, I had everyone prepay. But because I really, I didn't have a late fee or nothing in place, the customer just paid whenever they wanted to. When I came up with a system when I came up with a system to get paid faster by putting a late fee, a late charge in place, my payments started becoming on time a lot sooner than they were without a late fee in place. I'm telling you, to run any kind of business, you need cash flow. The best cash flow to have is the prepayment system, because you can reinvest that money each month a lot sooner. And it keeps things simple, okay? I wouldn't recommend to bill everyone at the end of the month. Not nowadays. Because it's so easy to pay online. It's so easy to take credit card. It's so easy to accept a fast payment method. And someone asked me a question. I didn't understand the question at first because I'm an idiot. And then when I started thinking about the question, they asked me about the credit card fees. About losing that little bit of fees in order to have credit cards and payment systems in place. And I'll tell you, yes, the fees are nothing. Okay? The fees are nothing because it's pretty much $3 out of every 100 that you receive. Now, if someone gives you a check, you need to drive to the bank. You need to get that check cleared. Okay? You don't automatically get the money. That check may bounce. We have had checks bounce from customers that, in your eyes, they look like they're pretty wealthy. Okay? But a lot of people nowadays, they live beyond their means. Just because someone has a Mercedes doesn't mean they have a lot of money. But I will tell you this. This is something that I have noticed as I grew. The people that have money are actually the ones that don't show it. Okay? I have plenty of customers that have a lot of money, but they drive old cars and they live a simple life. Okay? Just because you pull up to a house and they have a Mercedes and they have a, a big 4,000 square foot house doesn't mean they're rich. Okay? It doesn't mean that. Because a lot of people nowadays live beyond their means and they don't have any savings. Okay? In all actuality, the middle class pays more money for services than the upper class does. Okay? Because the upper class is very tight with their money. They want to keep their money and they want to pay as little as possible. Okay? That's just what I've noticed, that just because you go to a customer and they have a nice house and they have a nice car, doesn't mean they have a lot of money. Doesn't mean that you can price gouge them and they'll accept your price. Because I make more money off of the middle class than off of the higher class. Because the higher class, the people with money, they want to nickel and dime you. They want things done for nothing. You need to come up with a method within your business, a price that you're not willing to go under. Okay? A price that this is how much you want to make per hour. And in all actuality, a normal lawn and landscaping business, I would try to charge at least $60 per man per hour. That's how I would try to base my jobs. Okay? $60 an hour and up. Try to aim for more money. Try to get paid as much as you possibly can. Okay? You can give somebody a high estimate. That doesn't mean that, okay, what I'm trying to say is, let's say someone calls for, let's say you're talking to a customer about doing a mulch job and you threw a number of $800 out there. See, you don't know if that number is going to stick or not, okay? They might try to negotiate on that number that you give them, and they might not. They might go with you, okay? But you can't charge low, then go high. You can always charge high and then drop your price if the customer doesn't accept. Know that. Okay? Just because, you don't need to and don't feel bad charging what you charge. Because in all actuality, they can do the job themselves. They just don't want to. Okay? You need to have the mindset that if they don't take my price, then that's it, you know? Because if you're always trying to work, if you're always trying to get every single job that comes your way, you're not going to be profitable. Now, I know when you first start out that's how it is, okay? You need to start, when you first start out, I would honestly think with the amount of equipment that an average person starting a lawn business has, I would think that their profit margin should be anywhere from $30 to $40 an hour. It's just starting out, and that's what I would aim for. Now, after you've been in the business for 5 years, you need to aim for at least $60 per man per hour. It doesn't matter if you're the boss and if you're working or if you have an employee working, okay? The employee needs to be bringing you $60 per hour. And if you're working as well, you need to be making an additional $60 per hour. So, in a truck, in my area, you really need to aim for 120. I would say if you're making at least $100 per hour with 2 guys, you're doing okay. But if you're making $120 per hour with 2 guys, you're doing you're doing pretty good. Okay? If you can make $120 per truck with 2 guys per hour, I think that's very good. I think if you're charging $75 per hour with 2 guys, it's not profitable enough. You're not going to make any money. You're just not going to. Okay? Because there's a lot of stuff involved in trying to grow this business. I mean, this equipment and these trucks and all this stuff, insurance and commercial insurance for the trucks and insurance for every single vehicle, to get things tagged and to get proper safety inspections done, and all this stuff is going to be a ton of money. When I first started my lawn care business, I was happy to be making $150 a day. I honestly was. Because I couldn't make $150 a day anywhere else. Okay? And I was in Florida at the time, and making $150 a day was good profit, good money to me. Okay? Being young and, without any expenses really. But now, it's, now I need to aim for $400 to $500 a day at least. I mean, I'm not saying that you should charge $100 per hour. I mean, you can charge whatever you want. You can charge $1,000 per hour, but it's up to you if you're going to be working or not. Okay? That's up to you. If you want to work, it's up to you. Okay? There's plenty of work out here for anybody to get into. Okay? And if you just know how to advertise correctly, and I would try to start off with systems in place, because that's what a business is, okay? A business is a type of service that has systems in place in order for it to run properly. Everything from how much you charge to how many accounts and how many employees, to everything. You need to have a system in place to try to do it. You'll grow a lot faster with systems in place, with payment systems in place, with proper marketing in place, constantly working. See, that's good with the website because the website is constantly working. 365 days a year. It's up there. It's not going away. Okay? And you need to get on the bandwagon because everything is automated now. Everything. And in fact, we're even going to... I think I'm going to start doing commercials starting this year for the type of services that I offer. I'm going to try, I want to do YouTube commercials, not under this YouTube name, but under a different YouTube name, for different types of services that I offer to rank my SEO up higher. I mean, guys, if you don't have a website, you can still do YouTube videos for what you offer in your area. If I lived in Ohio, okay, in Mowgrass, you can do a YouTube video for the county that you're located in, mowing grass in Ohio, or landscape, or whatever, and your people, you'll pop up when people put your name in, when they're looking for some type of service. If you have a YouTube video explaining yourself and what types of services you offer, or I'm going to do it per service that I offer, you're going to get jobs. Okay, it will come up on the internet. So and that's free. You can do that for free. You can start that now. Okay, a website is honestly probably going to cost anywhere from $1,500. I mean, it can go up from $1,500 to thousands of dollars, depending on what you want. Okay, I wouldn't advise on making it yourself. I really wouldn't, because, okay, you're not going to be able to do the job that someone else can do. Okay, you're not going to be able to do that. Like, I can't make a 6-page website. Okay, I wouldn't know where to start. I wouldn't know how to do it. I mean, yes, I know that you can make a page website for free, or whatever, $10 a month or whatever it is, but that website is going to suck. And let's say if you eventually want to hire someone to create a professional website, look, it's going to make everything much harder. You're not going to rank as fast as you would if you start a website out professionally. Okay? My website has paid for itself over and over again. Okay? It's paid. I have received jobs from my website. One job in one day that paid for the whole website and everything. Just one. Okay? And we're constantly getting lawns, and we're constantly getting business. But sometimes I hit a home run where I get a couple $1,000 worth of work, or at least $1,000, $1,000 landscaping job that I wouldn't have gotten and they find me off the website, and every time someone pays us, they prepay. There's no billing at the end of the month. There's no waiting on money. Let's say if I do a mulch job, I require half down, and the final half gets paid. Lawn care is all prepaid, because I don't have time to be chasing money here. Okay? I'm not out to take money. I'm not out to rip anybody off, and I don't have the time to be, knocking on doors wanting money that I should have already had. There's no billing out here. Okay? Because it's so easy to collect a credit card and to get paid nowadays. There's no need to bill out. If you bill out, your cash flow's messed up, okay? You need to create a system where you get paid up front. Because when you get paid up front, you feel a lot better about getting paid up front than you do if you do a large job and the whole entire time you're thinking about, is there going to be a problem? And am I going to get paid? Okay? Now, this is easy to do. Okay? Believe it or not, it is easy to get customers to prepay for service. But you have to have things in place. Meaning, if you are Bob's Lawn Service off of Craigslist, and if you don't have a website, and if you're not on the internet, and if you don't have reviews, and if people don't know who you are, you're probably not going to get prepaid. However, if you have TruGreen, and you have a website, and you have multiple reviews, and you have an online presence, and people know who you are, they are more comfortable in prepaying for services. Okay? Because they know that you're not out to rip people off. Because if you were out to rip people off, it would be very easy for somebody to leave you a bad name. And that's what you're trying not to do. You never, ever, ever want to argue with the customer, okay? You want to know that the customer is always right, no matter what. And if you argue with somebody, and if you start fighting with customers, okay, then you're going to have issues. So, this is a very long video. I'm just coming back from picking up this trailer. And I mean, my business is very small. It's not on any type of skill range at all. I don't have multiple people and multiple trucks, and but however, we do have a system in place. And we get paid every single day. Okay? So, that's one thing, good about a business is, when you're doing your own thing, you get paid whenever you want to. So, thank you for watching Dynamite Services. Until next time, please, if you're up north, and if you're in the winter time, and you're not really working that much, and just try to get everything ready for this coming season, okay? And just come out this year swinging hard. You need to be preparing yourself for this coming season. Okay? Prepare equipment and just get everything ready. Because it takes it takes time to grow a profitable business. And if you quit, you might just be quitting before your time is due. You never know when you're going to strike it. You never know what each year is going to bring. This year, you might get a phone call one day and this happened to me a couple years ago, and I needed the money too. I needed the work. Just out of the blue before I started, probably this was about 4 years ago, I was getting ready for the season. I came out, started working, and got a phone call, and I landed 4 commercial accounts. Okay? I didn't know that was going to happen. And if I quit, I wouldn't have gotten those commercial accounts. Now, I don't do those commercial accounts anymore. And I will tell you this. Is there money in commercial? Where's the money? Residential, commercial, and honestly, I will tell you, just because you see people doing commercial properties doesn't mean they're making an abundance amount of money. Okay? Commercial properties, they're good and bad because they have, commercial properties are good because they need you there. And they need you there pretty much every single week because you're not only mowing the grass. I mean, you're keeping that property maintained and looking good, and you're drawing attention to that property. Okay? You could do commercial properties 7 days a week pretty much, okay? You could do commercial properties late at night. You could do commercial properties early in the morning. Okay? But they don't pay this crazy figure just because they're commercial. Doesn't mean they pay some crazy amount of money. Really, I think the money is in residential. I really do. I think if you have a tight niche residential route, you can be extremely profitable. But if you, want to go into the commercial route, you can't. I don't know. It's up in the air. But until next time, thank you for watching Donovan Services.